What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Saturday, April 22nd. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 7-game MLB slate tonight, so let's take a look at the pitcher position. Now, although he doesn't have a good batting matchup, the Atlanta Braves have a pretty good batting team, but take a look at Framber Valdez. He's got a 30% pitching advantage over the Atlanta Braves because Framber Valdez is only giving up a .575 OPS versus righties. So he pitches his best ball versus righty batters, 30% better than his other pitches. And he's facing 7 righties here tonight, so the splits are just absolutely fantastic. And on top of that, the Braves have only hit 4 out of his last 38 pitches. That's a 105 batting average. So Framber Valdez, he's averaging 38 fantasy points per game on the season, has an ERA of 1.8, record is 1-2, pitching an average of 98 pitches per game. He's 10,000 FanDuel salary, only 400 more on DraftKings. So I like Framber Valdez here versus the Atlanta Braves. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. I like Jonah Heim. He's got a 36% batting advantage here over a low salary pitcher, Shintaro Fujinami. So Jonah Heim, he's batting a .928 OPS versus righty pitchers. Shintaro Fujinami, he's pitching his worst ball versus switch hitters, 43% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .225 OPS versus switch hitters. There's no at-bats versus Fuji yet, and Jonah Heim is 3,300 FanDuel salary, 300 more on DraftKings, averaging 14 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games. He has a batting average of .312. So I like Jonah Heim here versus Shintaro Fujinami. Okay, everyone, it's time to announce the winner of our $25 weekly PayPal giveaway. And the winner is Daryl George. Daryl George, congratulations. You are the winner of this week's $25 PayPal giveaway. Please reply to our comment to collect your prize. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And then we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. So a stud that I like is Marcus Semien, but if you're looking to save some salary, take a look at this value play. I like Owen Miller. He's got a 63% batting advantage over Garrett Whitlock. Owen Miller batting 44% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .885 OPS versus righties. Garrett Whitlock pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 19% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .868 OPS versus righties. Now, Owen Miller is 0 for 1 here versus Whitlock, but he's only 2,100 FanDuel salary, 100 less on DraftKings. Now, he's only averaging 6 fantasy points per game on the season, but he is projected at 8.4 fantasy points here tonight. And he scored fantasy points in 4 out of his last 5 games. Scored a 12, a 9, a 9, a 7. So I like Owen Miller here versus Garrett Whitlock. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like Alex Bregman. He's got a 66% batting advantage here over Kyle Wright. Alex Bregman batting 70% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .810 OPS versus righties. Kyle Wright giving up a .658 OPS versus righties. Now, Alex Bregman is 0 for 3 versus right, but he's only $3,000 FanDuel salary, $1,900 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season, scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games, only has a batting average of .231 so far this season, struggling a little bit, but I think you can get him underpriced here on FanDuel at only $3K. So I like Alex Bregman here versus Kyle Wright.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, let's take a look at the shortstop position. So I like Xander Bogaerts, and I also like Willie Adames, who's got a 67% batting advantage over that same pitcher, Garrett Whitlock. And Willie Adames batting 48% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .917 OPS versus righties. We know Garrett Whitlock pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .868 OPS versus righties. Willie Adames 0 for 1 versus Whitlock. He's $3,500 FanDuel salary, $1,900 more on DraftKings, averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season. He did score fantasy points in all 5 of his last games, but only one big score there. He got 32 fantasy points in one of those games. The other games, 3s and 6s. Has a batting average of .253. But if you do want to come down off of Xander Bogaerts a little bit, at least on FanDuel, you'll save some money. So I like Willie Adames on FanDuel, but I like Xander Bogaerts on DraftKings. Okay, let's take a look at the outfield position. Stud pick for you here. I like Cedric Mullins with a 56% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Joey Wentz. Cedric Mullins batting 37% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a 1.034 OPS versus lefties. Joey Wentz pitching 20% worse to lefties as he does righties, giving up a .804 OPS versus lefties. Now there's no at-bats versus Wentz yet. Cedric Mullins is $4,100 FanDuel salary, $1,500 more on DraftKings, averaging 14 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .261, scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games. 2 of those games were monsters, 32 and 28 fantasy points. So I like Cedric Mullins here versus Joey Wentz.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smackety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.